What's going on, Oil and Gears fans? Today, as you can see, we have no Scion in the garage. Yeah, so this happened. And as you've been following my channel, you knew all the time and effort that was put into my first gen Scion XB, all the mods, all the fun stuff. I started the channel, I believe it was at the end of August of 2020. Yeah, August of 2020. It was just going to be a hobby. It wasn't going to be anything special. It was just going to show everybody, how to mod their XBs and do this and do that and whatnot. And well, as you can see, there's no first gen XB in the garage anymore. And well, let's do a little montage of just what happened over the year, what I did to the car, and we'll go from there. So let's take a look. All right, so you're probably wondering what happened to my Scion XB first gen. Well, nothing happened. I still have it. I love that car, and if one of these days I decide I'm gonna sell it or whatnot, I'm sure I'm gonna let you guys know firsthand. But Oil and Gears is changing. It is changing for the better, and some of you might say it is changing for the better, and it's not, because there's a lot of division on what I actually did, and that is I've acquired a Gen 2 Scion XB, and that's where we're sitting right now. And it wasn't anything to where I just spontaneously thought, hey, I'm gonna get a second gen Scion XB. I did some research because there were certain Scion XBs second gens that I liked, and it was always a release series. Now, there's two of my favorite release series that I like, and one was I believe it was the 2010 release series, which was the purple. It had the body kit that was very stylish. I loved it. It had the dual exhaust in the back. It was part of the bumper. That was the one that I liked. Now, there was a 2011 release series, the Voodoo Blue, with the Ken style body kit. And then what came in third was the 2008, the gold, Mica Gold Scion XB second gen. But that one I could not the gold was just too much. It was it was just too much gold. So that one I wasn't gonna try to get, but for quite some time now, I had been looking at trying to find a second gen Scion XB, and I came across a couple of them, and these are very rare. They only made 2,000 of these, and one I was gonna drive all the way to Arizona and acquire it, but whenever I started asking questions and pictures of the undercarriage and how it had been, up north, I was a little concerned that there was rust down at the bottom. And when I started asking questions and asked for pictures of the undercarriage, 30 minutes after I'd asked, the gentleman said that the car was sold. So he might have had somebody else that was already interested, not asking any of those questions. But I wanted to make sure that it had a sound car and that nothing was wrong with it before I even tried to purchase it. So that one went out the window. I did look at one of the gold ones, the 2008 release series, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. The gold color was just too much for me. And some of you might have a different opinion, and some of you have a different opinion on the second gens. Like, there are first gen enthusiasts that do not like the second gen at all, and I was the same way. Like, I did not like the second gen at all, but there were certain release series that I did like, and that was the only second gen Scions that I was going to get. So I came across one 2011 Voodoo Blue release series 8.0, and when it came out on out in the market, I had asked questions, and then it went pending. It was no longer for sale. So I let it go for a couple weeks until I sent another message that said, hey, I just wanted to see if this was still for sale. I saw that it was pending, and they said, yes, it's still for sale, but it's pending because I don't have the title. The car was from Arizona, and it came to Texas. So it wasn't the same car that I had talked about before. But so I waited. They said they would give me a call whenever the title came in. So after about 30 days, they messaged me back and said that the title had came in. So I was excited. So I let them know, hey, I can come tomorrow. I can come the next day. Let me know. So eventually, from where I was to where the car was, it was about 5 hours. And if you've driven in Texas, you know that once you start, it could be a long 5 hours. It could be a short 5 hours. If you're going up 45 straight to Dallas, easy. It's not hard. If you're going on two-way lanes and it's in the middle of nowhere, then it can be a long drive, because if you go there one day and then drive back, that's a total about 12-13 hours. If you stop, you stop, get gas, you stop to use the restroom, get some food and whatnot. So I knew it was going to be a long day, but I knew if I didn't go quick, the car was going to be gone. So I ended up going and driving 5 hours in the middle of Texas, and it was Dublin, Texas. I've never been there. I've driven through Texas, and this was a small town. So went to Dublin, Texas, and met up with the owners. Great people. They have a place out there, and I drove by and I saw the car outside, and you kind of get skeptical whenever you're meeting new people, but once I saw the car outside, parked there, I knew, okay, this is legit. It's not any type of scam or whatever. So we stopped and we talked to them. We looked at the car. I scanned it, looked for codes, and the car is sound. It's in great condition. There's little things here and there, with every car. I mean, it's a 10-year-old car now. There's little things here and there, but the car sounded good. It drove good when I drove it back for 5 hours. And, you know, I did not have any regrets at all. And, you know, when you have people that are selling, that are great people like that, you know, it makes you feel a lot more better that, you know, you went through that experience, because there's sometimes that when you meet some people, they're just, you know, not very helpful. But, you know, these two gentlemen and, you know, their family was great. It was a great experience, and they had a great car and took care of it. So I got a 2011 Voodoo Blue Release Series 8.0 second gen Scion xB. This is going to be the second car for Oil and Gears. So now we're going to have a 2006 Onyx Blue Pearl, which you've seen in the past year. We're going to keep doing mods to that. And we're also going to be doing mods to a 2011 8.0 Voodoo Blue second gen Scion xB. So I have some plans for this car. It's in original shape. It doesn't have any mods in it. It doesn't have, that I noticed, oil consumption. You know, the seats are good. This is one of the two second gen Scion xBs that have a sunroof. So we have a sunroof, and it has the Ken style body kit, and I loved it. So it was either going to be one of these, or it was going to be the 2010 purple 7.0 release series. But yes, I got a second gen xB, and I never thought I would get a second gen. I disliked how they went from a box to more rounded curvature body style. But I think that with the body kit and the color makes a big difference on which second gen you get. And it's just like the first gen. You know, some people just like the release series. You know, the camo is a very rare color with the first gen, and you know, the torched penny, you know, you don't see very much of those, and I don't see very much of these Voodoo Blue second gens. And even the purple and the gold, like I've never seen a gold second gen out in the wild. I've seen one purple recently, and that was about it. And there's another 8.0 Voodoo Blue that I know of that's a few miles from me, and I did try to acquire that one, but I never got a response back. But I do have this one, and I'm excited to, you know, make this car just a little bit better and kind of a show car. So we'll see how that goes. Well, there you have it, the addition to the Oil and Gears family, a 2011 Voodoo Blue Release Series 8.0 Scion xB second gen. We'll get more into it on our next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace!